have been reading Within These Walls by Ania Alburn, and so far it's really good. I'm about, let's see, I'm 104 pages in, and it's getting to the point where the new family that has moved into this house is starting to see things that shouldn't necessarily be there, and there's parts where you don't know if it's a ghost in one part or not, so I'm curious about that. But this follows a man named Lucas, and he is a crime writer. I think I talked about this a little bit when I was explaining the books that were in this TBR. So he is a crime writer, and he received a letter from a cult leader and also a murderer. And Jeffrey Halcombe, which is the cult leader, he basically told Lucas that he's the only one that he wants to do an interview with because he's never done one. But the only stipulation is that Lucas has to move. Those are my two dogs. They're fighting but playing. He has to move into the house where the sacrament happened. So obviously going into this, you know that there's going to be some paranormal activity. So he moves across the country. He's originally from New York, I think. Yeah. So they're moving to Washington State, Seattle, and it's Pierpoint, I think. So not Seattle, Pierpoint, Washington, and he's taking his 12-year-old daughter with him, who has kind of announced in the book somehow that she actually had kind of played around with a Ouija board with her friends. So obviously, you know, she's going to be kind of welcoming spirits without really knowing that she's welcoming spirits. It's also told from the point of view of, or like in the past. Sorry about that. My brother just got home. He was camping and my dog loves him. So I don't even remember what I said, but okay. So it's told also in the past, in 1983, when the sacrament happened, and it's told about Audra Snow, who was one of the more well-known victims within the sacrament. And so you're finding out everything leading up to the sacrament. So that's basically where I am so far, and I've been reading outside for a little bit. It's been nice. It's like the first day that it's not super humid and gross out, which is awesome. So yeah. Alright, that's all I have for right now. So I'm taking a quick break. I'm going to be watching a little bit of some of BookTube just because I feel like I haven't been catching up with all of that lately. I'm about 200 pages into Within These Walls, and I have to admit that some parts are actually really freaky, and I'm glad that I read those parts like during the day. So now that we're like heading into the evening hours, I'm kind of thinking maybe I won't continue reading it just because I don't want to have to sleep with the lights on, which, you know, if I have to, that's fine, right? So maybe I will continue reading it. We shall see. But I am enjoying everybody's videos of their first week of Newts, and it's really making me wish that I had gotten back into the flow of just kind of keeping up with the BookTube community, even though this is my first time posting a video in 6 months, or a little over 6 months. It's been great, you know. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to catch up with everybody's videos that I subscribe to, and then I shall continue reading for a little bit longer. But I do have to be up early, so it's probably not going to be a late night. I say that now, but I will probably just keep going through my book. So that's all I have. Look how cute he is. He's been sleeping like that for a very long time, and he's just so cute. And then all of his lovely toys just like spread out. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. My obsession with my dogs is ridiculous. So I'm currently downstairs in my mom's room just because there's just way too much construction. Hi, baby. Too much stuff going on. So I'm just sitting here and looking for a new desk for my room and possibly like reconfiguring my closet space. So yeah, haven't had time to read yet. This is great. It is 1:30. I have already gone to get my hair done. I got it cut, just trimmed, you know, good times. I'm currently in the process of cleaning my room, so I need to find a audiobook on O.W.L.s that I can listen to while I am doing that. I'm probably just going to do one of the books that I have selected for the owls and then go from there. I am on like page 212 of Within These Walls, and it's definitely gotten good. I had to go to sleep last night pretty early, so I didn't stay up late to finish it. Yeah, I have Zoe's appointment to take her to in like an hour, and then farmer's market later on if it's not too hot for the pups, and then I'll get a little bit of reading in there somehow. So you know, this is what we do for our dogs. So they don't necessarily know what's wrong with Zoe. So she's getting cough suppressants and all this other stuff, and I have to keep an eye on her. But yeah, so now hopefully nothing gets worse. I just got back from the vet. I have to throw another load in the laundry, and then I'm finally gonna read. You're gonna be on my vlog now.
Are you recording? Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, vlog is a video log. I'm video vlogging, guys.
I just got back from the farmer's market, just dropped off the dogs, and I'm heading out to dinner with my brother and his fiance, and yeah, I don't know where we're going yet, so that should be interesting. I haven't had any time to read today, which kind of stinks since this whole thing was for me to get caught up with the newts and everything, but I mean, it is what it is, I suppose. look, no reading. Although I did make it pretty far. I'm already on page 290 now. So I think maybe I will be able to finish this today. Maybe. I don't know. Yep. So instead, I'm watching this, which is Project Blue Book, which is so exciting. I have no idea what's going on because I was also trying to get a teacher planner. So it's been a great day. I look like I just rolled out of bed, which is fantastic. It's been a long day. It's been an interesting day, to say the least. Tomorrow I might be going to Michael's, and I don't know if I'll get any reading done. This is a great reading vlog already. But it is Sunday. I finished Within These Walls this morning. I read a little bit of it last night, but I fell asleep at around 3. So yeah, so now that I can check off that one particular thing, which is Charms, and yeah. So now I'm gonna start on my next read. I don't know which one I'm gonna do yet, but I will let you guys know how it goes, so yeah. Hey guys, so I'm sorry I didn't finish vlogging yesterday. My older brother came over for a while, and then I started falling asleep on the couch like really early, which is really weird, but that's besides the point. I did mention yesterday that I finished Within These Walls by Ania Albern, which is going to like work as the Charms course. So I have one course done for the owls, or one exam. The next one that I'm going to be working on is Creatures of Magic, I believe. I can't find my list right now, so that's just what we're gonna do. And I'm currently reading Till Death by Jennifer L. Armentrout. But let's go back to Within These Walls. That book was such a hidden gem for me. I've heard about Ania Albern books, but I've never actually like picked one up, and I have like one more on my bookshelf, and I think it's Brother. But anyways, when I first started this book, I immediately was sucked in because it starts off with the idea of a sacrament happening, and then it's just mind-blowing. So I have read a few different books that revolve around a cult, and this one was probably the first one that I felt really hit into the idea of what it is to be in a cult and to like fall into believing everything that the cult leader says. So it definitely had some like really creepy moments in it, because I think I said it earlier in this vlog, but there were moments when like I couldn't fall asleep without either my TV on or the light on, because there was like a particular scene that was kind of creepy. So yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 5 because just from the beginning to the end I was hooked, and the ending was not a disappointment, because you know, like there are some books that you love it all the way through, and then the ending happens and you're like, really? That's how you're gonna end this? And then you like go down on your rating. That didn't happen with Within These Walls, so I was really happy about that. So now I'm reading Till Death by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This book is really good. I started it late last night, and I started falling asleep, of course. So I only got to about like page 89 or something like that, but I started reading it earlier today before I gave my dogs a bath, and I'm already on page 193, and it's just amazing. So it's following this girl who was the survivor of a serial killer, and he was named the Groom because I guess he would put the women in wedding gowns or something like that. And it kind of flashes back and forth between like her, well, it doesn't really like flash back and forth, but she comes back home and it's been 10 years, and immediately she hears that there's a girl that went missing. She's just like sucked back into the world of being home, and she's had a few things happen to her. I don't want to like say too much because yeah, it's really good. I haven't read anything by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I need to start reading books by authors that I've never really read. Maybe? Yeah. I'm probably gonna finish it today just because it's already, what is it today? This is the problem with being a teacher in the summer. You don't pay attention to the days. I think it's August 13th. Maybe, no, 10th? What is today? Today is the 12th, so I was kind of in between 12th or 13th and whatever. So yeah, so since it's already the 12th and I just started this, and technically O.W.L.s is supposed to like run the whole entire month, I think. I'm already really behind, so hopefully I can finish this tonight or today and start another one. And yeah, I'm not going anywhere today because it is freaking hot out. I was gonna go take the dogs down to the boardwalk, but it's just too humid for them. I took them for a walk yesterday after my brother left, so I might try to take them for a walk tonight, but yeah. Okay, I have to go charge my camera. Crap. Alright, bye. So I got completely distracted. I let my camera charge, and because I figured I wasn't going to be able to like talk about anything, I didn't read anything. Yeah, so today has been a very unproductive Monday with reading, but that's okay. I also don't know that I'm going to stick with the original TBR that I had set for myself. It's just, I don't know. I know a lot of other people feel this way, but it's kind of like you're almost back in school. Like you have to get these books finished or that's it. So I think I'm gonna like reevaluate my list, but it is time to head back into Till Death. Hopefully I can finish this before the end of the day and I can start something else because I'm totally behind on everything. Yeah. Let's enjoy a quick segment of how cute my dogs are. Well, hello. Hi, Freddie. Hi, Zoe. Betty. Oh, the baby. How pretty girl. Hi, cutie. Yeah, she's so cute. Yeah, I love them so much. So I just finished Till Death, and I liked it a lot. I'm so torn on what I want to do for the rating because there were definitely parts that I enjoyed, but it was a little predictable and I don't know, I'm torn. But anyways, this follows a girl named Sasha who escaped a serial killer deemed the groom, and she leaves town after everything has happened and she's gone for 10 years. So she comes back and immediately there is a woman who has disappeared, and then you find out that she's been murdered. So Sasha automatically assumes that there's some kind of connection. However, the cops and the FBI can't really confirm that. So it goes throughout the events of that whole thing. And then of course her boyfriend from 10 years ago comes back into the picture and he's in the FBI, and of course, you know, they're trying to reconnect, and she has all these different people that are coming in and out of her life, and she receives threats from certain people. So she's not really sure of who to trust, who not to trust, basically. And the one thing that I feel like was not the best was like the big twist, because it was so predictable after one particular scene. It's definitely one of those books that's like creepy because it's something that could happen, like serial killers and all that, and then it's like sprinkled with romance. So this was definitely a good read. I'm so torn between if I want to give it a 4 or a 5. I feel like the twist kind of, because it was so predictable, I almost feel like I'm probably just going to give it a 4. But I mean, considering the first book I read for this whole readathon was a 5 and this was a 4, that's a pretty good deal. Now I originally said that this was for the creatures of whatever, but that's obviously not the case because there's no like land creature on here. So this was actually, or herbology because it has a plant on the cover. As you can see, it has a rose. So yeah, so this one covers that. So now I have 2 exams done of the owls, and I need to figure out what my next book will be, which, I mean, I say which one, but for right now I'm probably just going to stick with the list that I had originally selected. So I'm going to go quickly look back at my list. Okay, so I'm going to look at my lovely list right here, and I can actually, I know I'm like so creative with how this list is, but I can go ahead and check off this one. I have like all of the prompts right here for what needs to be done, and then down below I put my choices for what I would want to read. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Backman, just because I feel like the rest of these are along the lines of what I have already read, and I feel like I need something different. So I'm gonna start on that one, and I will let you know how I like it so far. So I haven't started reading because I've been watching people's videos, because I need to just keep adding more books to my endless need to buy list. And yeah, I think it's also because today I was like bouncing back and forth between reading, so I feel like I've read all day even though I technically haven't, because I didn't even finish until like tonight. And I went from reading like 2 thrillery mystery books to now about to start, like, I guess it would be considered a coming of age or contemporary. I really don't know anything about this book, which is sometimes good because I've gone into both Till Death and Within These Walls very blind, and I feel like that's when I enjoy the book the most, because I don't have any expectations. I don't know what's gonna happen in it, and it's literally like I'm finding out the story as I go along. I almost feel like sometimes when you read the back of a book, I mean, obviously you're not like spoiled on everything, but I almost feel like sometimes, I don't know, I feel like it gives away too much. Like, it's almost like movie trailer style. Like, you can understand. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Basically, I feel like when I read the back of the books, I like anticipate something completely different sometimes, and maybe I'm just setting myself up for like disappointment, if that makes sense. So I think I'm just gonna like go into the rest of my books not really rereading the back. I get so many books and I want to read them, but then I completely forget like the whole plot of the story, which is so funny because it's like everybody's probably thinking, well, then why did you buy the book if you can't remember what it's about? But I mean, there are some books on my bookcase that I remember the plot. I also have been like binge watching certain people's videos because I've like currently found them. Like, I've been watching a lot of horror booktubers, and I think that those might be my favorite people ever because they just seem so like excited about everything that they get in the mail. There's like a few of them who recently, or not recently because they've been getting them for a while, they have what's called a Nightworms box or something along those lines. I'll link it down below. But like, there's a few of the booktubers that as they're unpackaging everything from package, that sounds so weird, but they get like so excited, and like as they're looking down the package, like you can just see them smiling, and it's so cute. So I just feel like they're gonna be my new favorite people ever, even though they don't know it. Like, they're totally my favorite people now. So yeah, this has been great, fantastic. So I'll talk to you guys probably tomorrow. Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Didn't read a thing, so that's nice, right? I mean, I started reading My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, but I didn't get very far. I'm only on page 12. So I read 12 pages today. That counts for something, right? Yeah. All right, so I'm probably not going to read anything today or for the rest of the night. It's already 8:30. So yeah, not gonna read anything. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so today is the end of my first week of the O.W.L.s. I finished 2 books and I am currently on my 3rd one. So the first one was Within These Walls by Nia Alburn, and I think I had talked a little bit about what the premise is behind that, but it basically follows a man named Lucas Graham, who is a crime writer, and he has been like basically I'm trying to like think of, he is a crime writer, a true crime writer, and he has received a letter from a cult leader named Jeffrey Halcombe. Jeffrey Halcombe in 1983 had created a little bit of a family, and they found Audra Snow, who was a congressman's daughter, I believe, or a senator's. I don't remember exactly which one it was. But anyways, she is pretty much the perfect person for them to initiate into their family. So it kind of bounces back from 1983 to the current time where Lucas Graham is. And Lucas Graham has been promised an interview with Jeffrey Halcombe, and Jeffrey Halcombe has never done an interview since the murders or the sacrament happened. So Jeffrey thinks he's hit the jackpot with this, and obviously that when he gets to Washington, he moves cross-state with his daughter, his 12-year-old daughter. Obviously things start happening within the house. So it's pretty much a horror novel, and it does the whole cult thing so well, and it's executed so well from the beginning to the end. I definitely liked the different time periods so that you could kind of get an idea of what happened in the past, as opposed to the writer or the author Ania just going straight into everything. Like, you get some background at the beginning, and then you also get like the current things of what's going on. So I really liked that. The writing style was very interesting. I've never read anything by Nia Alburn, so I have one more, I believe, by her, which is called Brother. So at some point I will be reading that. I really enjoyed that one. It was a 5-star read for me. The next book that I read was a 4-star, and that was Till Death by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and that follows a woman named Sasha, and she's 29, I believe. It's like 10 years later, and at one point in time she was abducted by this man who was named the Groom. He was a serial killer, and she's the only victim of the Grooms that has escaped and survived. So she left town, came back 10 years later, only to find out that there was a woman missing before she even got home, and then all this other stuff starts happening to her while she's there, and she starts thinking that somebody else is targeting her. So it's just like, it was good up until the twist. You kind of see the twist coming from like a mile away. At least I did. As soon as there was a particular scene, I went, yep, that's where they're going with this. And of course, you know, by the end of the book, you're like, yeah, goes back to what I was thinking on that one specific page. I feel as though it could have been executed a little bit better. Like, if Jennifer L. Armentrout had just left out this one particular scene of the book, it would have been better, because it would have been like a very blindsided twist. But that one scene gave it away. But it was still a 4-star rating because the rest of it was really, really well done. So the one that I'm reading right now is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederique Backman. And it's a little slow and kind of, I don't know. The main character is a little girl named Elsa. She's 7 years old, and she is very close with her granny. I feel like she it needs to be explained that she's gifted or something. Otherwise, I don't know what 7-year-old would talk the way that she does or come up with certain things. I'm not very far in it, so that's kind of a shame, especially since I blew through my other 2 so quickly. But I'm only technically a week into this, so my following week, hopefully I can get 2 more read. If I can get more than 2 read, that would be fabulous. But I'm not going to hold my breath. So this was the first week. Hopefully I continue to go through the motions of this, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this and have stuck around. And that's all I have for you today. So I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just gonna end it now. Okay, bye.